Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Toni and I'm a homeschooling mom to 4 kids. And I'm gonna share today about getting organized and getting your kids organized. I shared a video about a month ago about my Happy Planner DIY and how I made it my own for super cheap, and I got it in the first place for ridiculously cheap. But I also got these other little tiny notebooks. So if you saw that video, you may have seen these I showed in the video that I got for super cheap. And I told you guys I was gonna do a video once I figured out what I was gonna do with them. Well, I'm using them for my student planners. So my kids each have their own student planner. I'm gonna let you know in this video how I did that and how it's working for us, and if I think it's a good fit, and if you guys should try it out. So if you wanna find out how I made these student planners for super cheap, then stay tuned. Okay, so these notebooks that I'm talking about, I got from Hobby Lobby. It was a pack of 2 for $2.24. And I got a couple different packs of them. So they work out to be $1.12 each for each of these notebooks. And they are lined, little lined notebooks like this. It is the brand 52 Agenda they have at Hobby Lobby. So they have these there all the time. And I love finding stuff like this on clearance. I don't know if you guys use student planners for your kids or not. Some years we've used them, some years we haven't. There have been some years where the curriculum that we use, everything the kids needed to do was in the book, in the curriculum book, in the student guide, and so they didn't need their own student planner. There were also years where I just planned everything myself and I checked it off on my checklist in my planner. And I've done that before too. Now that we have kind of a mix of things that we do together, like for family time, family subjects, things like that, and individual subjects, and I got 4 kids, it's really hard sometimes to stay on top of things, and you get to the end of the day and you're like, okay, what do you still have left? And they're, well, if they don't have it written down and they don't have a checklist, at least for my kids, it is really hard for them to make sure they get everything done. So I have discovered that checklists are amazing and can be your best friend if your kids actually check stuff off. So I've used a few different styles. I'll show you what I did last year. This actually was really great. These cheap like pocket folders were really great in a way. I wrote down everything we had to do throughout the day, whether it was an individual thing like math or something like that, or if it was something like Bible time or history, science, stuff like that. Those are things we did together. They would cross it off when they're done, or, you know, check the little food item here, or whatever they want to do to make sure they're done. With a dry erase marker, then they erase it, and the next day start fresh. So this actually worked really well for a while. What I found annoying about this was they're big, and so when you've got 4 kids that each have one of these, then they're trying to figure out, where do I put it? Do you put it on the table? And when you put it on the table and somebody puts their book on top of it, then it can erase what you already did, and then the kids get frustrated. I already did, 3 of my things, and they've been erased. Or if you have a little baby brother in the house who likes to on purpose erase people's things, yeah, we struggled with that a little bit last year too. So the dry erase thing was it was a great idea, and it could work. I think this could be cool if you have the space, hang it up on the wall and they just go mark it off. We didn't have wall space, so these really just weren't perfect for us, even though it was a great idea. Another idea, I'm gonna show you what we used this year, what we've been using and how it's been working. But if you don't have these exact notebooks, you can use any notebook for this. Okay, this deal is amazing. I just went to Walmart last night and they have these journal notebooks. What is the brand? Pen and Gear, with a strap, and they're lined notebooks. Look at that price, 50 cents. These were $5.18 a piece and they're 50 cents. I was like, that's crazy. There were only 4. So I got one for me and one for each of my girls. So this is something that you could use too. I'll show you what I did, but I just print out something and I put it on each page. So this could work if you just want to glue in whatever you want to use. You can get any notebook. Go check Walmart's clearance. Like Hobby Lobby has really good clearance, and they a lot of times have cuter stuff like this, but Walmart has amazing clearance. And right now it's the end of back to school. So they had a lot of I got folders and all kinds of stuff, glue sticks for cheap. I don't know. I got a bunch of stuff for cheap that they have leftovers from the back to school. But let me show you what I've done with these. So I will link the website that I found that I edited this for in the description box. So if you want to print this out, you can do this. You could go on Excel Remember Microsoft Excel? Like, I don't know if anybody uses that anymore, but like when we were in school, you know, everybody knows how to use Microsoft Excel, right? Super easy to work with. You can easily make a little chart. You can make your own, or you can easily look on Pinterest or just Google. I'm pretty sure I just Googled like student checklist, and I found this page, and it was a free printable. Sometimes I write free printable student checklist or whatever. And then you can just make it your own. A lot of them, I was able to find one that you can edit. So somebody already did all the work for me. I just put in the subjects that we need, and the little bullets are already there. It was a perfect size for this. So this is what I use. So I did it for each of my kids. So here I've got, I typed my child's name at the top, and then we've got Monday through Friday here. I've got each of her subjects. So I've got, this will be what she'll do. She'll look at Monday. She has Bible reading and scripture memory, and she can either check off the box, the little circle, or she can fill it in. They like to fill them in because they're girls and it's pretty. Every time we do history and then read aloud, we do story web, math. Flashcards is one of those things that I really wanted to make sure they were doing, and they weren't always remembering to do it. So that got put on here. That's the nice thing. You can add in stuff that isn't necessarily a subject, but it needs done every day. Language, spelling, reading lesson, and Spanish. And then the electives, which I have at the bottom, I've got Spanish, health, typing. We do art at Mimi's on Thursdays. And then Friday, they just have any art homework that they had from Mimi's house. So it's nice for them to be able to look and see all these things that they needed to do for that day, check it off. So when we're partway through the day, like lunchtime maybe, and I say, tell me what you have left on your list, and they can go through and just read, you know, I did this, this, and this. Oh, I've still got to do this. And they're not done until they check this off. So these have been so, so wonderful, so easy, because you know what I did? I cut these out. Now your kids could probably cut them out, but just to make life easier, I cut them out and then I let them glue them in. I just printed a bunch of them. So I put one on this page, then I have one on this page and this page, and I did have them start putting the date on there, because there were days where, you know, maybe, I don't know, they couldn't remember which week they were on, or if they didn't do something on Thursday or Friday, I don't know, they got confused. So we just glued these in. And the nice thing is you can make notes in here. That's cute. She wrote write essay. I was like, what does that say? So she knew she had to write on an essay. Essay is not quite spelled right, but that's okay. It's a good try. But I put on here handwriting was something I forgot to type on here, so I wrote that in there. But if they have other things that they need to work on, I think my other daughter, I made a note. Okay, she actually put we had a Bible verse we were working on, so she taped that in the front. Hers looks very similar. Her subjects are different because she has stuff she has to do on her own, but that's basically all it is. But there's stuff where, like, if she didn't get something done, or if we did something like on this day and we actually did it on this day, they can just draw an arrow or make a note or whatever. You know, there, she didn't finish her painting the day before, so she wrote on here. So you can just make anything, any corrections that you need to make on here. So there was one thing this week that I had actually graded her stuff in language, and I needed to go over some stuff with her that she didn't get correct. So I just wrote language with mom, so she knew, oops, I gotta work with mom that day on that. My other daughter, hers is the same thing. It just has her name on it. But these are just so great, and they just fill in the little circles, and they feel accomplished. It's so cheap. Another thing that I love about it, like I said, the other ones, these big plastic things, they wouldn't find them because they'd get stuck in their books or stuck in the paper pile, or somebody would put it in the grading box and they couldn't find it. These have gotten lost a couple times, but for the most part, it's a tiny little thing that you can keep in front of you. So they just keep it on their desk in front of them, and it doesn't take up as much space. They know what they're looking for. I don't know, it's easier to find. Something like this would be good too. Get something that's a bright color. But this, as you see, this could easily print those papers out and just put them on here and just turn it sideways, or you can make your thing up and down. But I think just printing it out in mass quantities, I didn't do the whole year, and I'm glad I didn't, because I knew I might need to change things, and I wasn't sure how our year was gonna go. I wasn't sure if I was gonna if I wanted to put these in order. We're not a family that necessarily works in order, so I may say, you know, we might do a couple subjects together, and then I might say, okay, go ahead and go do something independent. They can do the thing at the bottom of the list if they want. They just have to make sure they get everything done. So it works really well. So I'm going to show you what these look like. They actually have a few different options of different planner pages in this link that I'm going to put on the description box for you guys. I'm just going to show you so you're not confused if you guys decide to use this. So this is the first page. This is this mom, whoever created it. This is her thing. So you could do a full page spread if you wanted to. And she's got stuff in here, you know, morning time. She's got prep. This is kind of a whole daily schedule type of thing. She's got all this stuff in here. So this is the school week overview. I guess this has the whole, yeah, this has the whole week. So that's what she's got. But this is a full page spread. This is what I decided to do for my daughter. So if you want to do exactly what we did, it's on the second page that I will have linked in the description box. But what we did, we started co-op this week. I've always been somebody who was like a 4-day-a-week school. I much prefer 4-day-a-week school because we usually end up having to take a day off anyway so that I don't feel behind. We go ahead and schedule that in. But this year I was like, oh, I don't know. I feel like we need to do it 5 days a week. Okay. We're done with that, okay? We started co-op this week. When I started planning for this week, I said, no, we're gonna do 4 days a week. So I am going to be, so that's why I'm glad I didn't fill up their whole entire planner thing here because I knew I was probably gonna be changing this at some point. So I've got Monday. I need to shift some of these subjects around a little bit, but I've got Monday and then Tuesday, whatever your day is, if you have a co-op day or a field trip day or just a day off, just block this out. And I just wrote co-op for us. And then I've got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. She has a couple other things that printed kind of weird. And then this, I guess this is just another option. So this is more of a full page spread. And then you see it's got science journal assignment, piano assignment, novel this term, audiobook this term. You can add whatever you want in here. So if you want to have specific reading assignments or things like that that you want to write in, just change it a little bit. But my point of all this is all you have to do is print something out and put it in a notebook and you look all fancy and organized, and it didn't cost anything. This was free, and I just like took, you know, I don't know, maybe 15 minutes to just adjust it and write in my own kids' assignments, but it just works really well. So all in all, this little notebook thingy here, this cost me $1.12 for this thing that's gonna last us the whole year and just printing out pages when we need to. So that is my recommendation. If you need to get your kids organized, there's all kinds of student planners that you can buy that are spiral bound and all this. But the thing is, you have to write in, I think, most of them, especially if you buy a hardbound, you know, like a spiral bound one, you're going to have to write everything in, or they're going to have to write their assignments in. If it's the same thing every day, just print it out and then check it off. And it's been working really well. I feel like we've been a whole lot more organized, and it has helped where I use my planner for the main stuff, like, okay, we're doing these pages in history and these pages in science, and I need to make sure I read aloud these pages in our read aloud book and stuff like that. So that's kind of what my planner's for. But I don't write down, you know, make sure all the girls did their language today or make sure they did their flashcards. I don't need all that stuff in my planner. So that's why I feel like it's good to have this and have my planner. And I feel like it is helping us stay organized, because I am not the most organized person in the world. If you know me personally, then I don't know if you know that. I might pretend like I'm organized, but I'm really not very organized. But this really helped, and they're pretty. Everything, you know, if something's pretty, that's great. My girls absolutely loved it. My son was bummed that I didn't make one for him, but he only had one thing to do, so I didn't make him one. But he really wanted one and was really sad. I was like, I only have girly ones. I guess he could have used this, but anyway, that's it, guys. That's all I wanted to share with you guys today. If you liked this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you're not yet subscribed, make sure you do that. I share all kinds of homeschooling tips and anything homeschool and thrifty. I'm a super thrifty mom. So if you like finding a good deal, and if you like homeschooling and you just want encouragement, I really try to share encouragement when I can. And I love when I hear from you guys. So please leave me a comment. That is how I get my encouragement, is from you guys when you share that if these videos actually do help. And if it, you know, hit home or whatever it is, that's always an encouragement to me. So don't forget to subscribe if you want to keep hearing stuff like that. And thank you so much for being here, and I will see you next time. Bye.